Hello everybody, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Old World Blues, my Enclave playthrough. Here we are, back again. The wastes have called for us. I have also given reasonable amount of time for any suggestions, so I'm just keep that in mind when I keep moving forward. A few things. First off, I'm going to provide power to the scavengers so they can do that. I can restore a whole bunch of stuff, it looks like. I get manpower and some free resources, I guess. Interesting. Organization relations, don't care. Followers, we don't really care about them. Grabbing the bull by the horns. We gotta defeat the Legion before that comes. Which is going to be a lot of pretty difficult with how things are going right now. Especially given the fact that these guys, this big chungus guy right here, is currently justifying with us. Trade with Hawaii. Weapons, we've been able to secure reliable source of materials from the rest of the U.S. Pacific Fleet. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, these guys are currently justifying on us, and they got a lot of divisions. They have more than their minimum is more than our maximum right now. So we're in a position right now. I'm gonna start. I feel like I'm fine at this point, relatively speaking. To start assigning
This is Enclave main
people back. I think. I'm gonna take you over the other person. So we're gonna start. I feel like I should start reassigning divisions at this point.
Enclave main
or reassigning where divisions are. Should I say?
Enclave here.
Best attack guy, I guess.
This is Enclave
Let's
main
just start assigning generals as I see fit.
Enclave here.
I know these aren't the guys that were on these people, but I don't remember who was or wasn't.
This is Enclave main com.
I'm just gonna assign them where I feel like they should go. I'm gonna put it at top attack guys. Actually, top supply guys. You're useless to me though. I can't use you. You're I don't lone wolf, that's what it is. Useless to me. I'll assign you to there.
Enclave here.
Yeah, you guys should be dug in.
Enclave here.
I think it'll work fine, and you will too.
Enclave here.
I'm realizing I don't have great generals at this point in time. Also noting that the NCR dollar sucks. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna do a few things before we get any farther. We're gonna do trade stuff, pretty much. What does that say? Available routes, maximum routes, okay. Oh. I see. I made a slight mistake. Or maybe I didn't. Shady Sands. Let's move to you, because I know you're a zone. Trade routes. 2 from New Vegas. So your current total value is 87. Oh. Max routes already in use. I see. Neutrino. Trade routes. Okay. So the tip that I got the other day was very wise indeed. I see. Everything's in use for Vault City. Okay. O'Brien. Oh, O'Brien's over here, which we do not control at this time. San Francisco. You won, you are one. Let's add you two on there, so more caps. Sac City, not doing well. Why? Why is everything so bad for Sac City? I don't understand. San Francisco, do you have such a problem? No. Hub? No. Shady Sands? No. Is there one over here? No. Guardian Citadel. You could probably use some investment. I don't. I'm gonna promote this node. They go. Oh, Boneyard. Okay. So we should be getting a lot more caps, I think. We're gonna pause the game. Oh no. The focus. No. No. Damn it. I was gonna try to beeline. No. I was gonna beeline straight for the integration of the Brotherhood. Ah! No! I thought I could make it in time. It seems I could not. Damn it. I gotta check something real quick. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Dang it. With no end to the ghost people in sight, and a constant threat of the cloud, progress has been somewhat slow. Managed to take the Villa Clinic, which is home to a series of advanced auto docks, making the place a prime location for a forward aid station. Attempting to push across the street, our forces were pinned down by highly accurate sniper fire. This was not an act of the ghost people. This was someone who knew how to handle soldiers in power armor. After an agonizing few hours dueling with some of the expedition's best sharpshooters and copious use of the auto dock, we cornered the assailant in what we could guess was where they stayed this entire time. An assault team is being prepared to storm the place, but we recognize the sigil outside the place as the wings, gears, and sword of the Brotherhood. Another Brotherhood terrorist. Awesome. More investment and stuff. Oh, we went above 50%. How did we go above 50%? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, right, we completed that other focus. So this is completed. They shouldn't be a problem anymore, which is awesome. That'll be very helpful for us. So we won't have to worry about that anymore. Followers, no. Procurement of things, no. Oh, Thunderdome, you said. Interesting. You seem to need a stimulus of stuff. Because you're not moving at all. Which is a problem. Alright, we're gonna restore... What do I want to restore first? I don't know. Audio holotapes, no. Nation building. Don't really need legitimacy or stability. I'm gonna have to do something I really don't want to do soon. It's fine, we're just gonna read this first. Alright, sniper down. Our assault team pushed into the safe house, finding a lone, scared, yet determined woman inside. She tried to put up a fight, but armored and armed only with her fists, she had no chance. One of our soldiers got a lucky shot off with his laser rifle, and she was reduced to ash on the spot. Wherever she was doesn't matter. Another Brotherhood insurgent down for the count. Good. Get back to clearing the Sierra Madre. I should have listened to you guys. That was awful. She could have been helpful. Maybe. Yeah, I actually don't know. I'm gonna restore these 2 air bases. Actually, as many air bases as I can. I need air bases right now, because I realized, hey, the Legion actually does have an air force, so we're gonna need air bases for that. Alright, here, time to do something I don't want to do, but I'm gonna have to anyway. Time to turn all the Navy stuff off. So, we're gonna add a few lines of stuff. So, first and foremost, we are going to add laser rifles. Pulse energy weapons, as they're called. We're going to add another line of those. I don't feel like we need more power armor. Vertibirds, we seem fine with that. I can actually pull you down. Slander scout stuff, we seem fine for the moment. Basic caravan stuff, fine. Perhaps it's time that we invested more stuff into our divisions. For example, more support companies, like rocket launchers, for example. Or, I don't know, logistics companies, healing stuff. Fire teams, maybe. Anti-air support would be helpful. Yeah, we're gonna start investing into new stuff. First and foremost, I think it'd be wise to get disposable rocket launchers in production, because something tells me we're gonna need to use a few of those. We could use self-propelled howitzers in our divisions, in our last American Army divisions. Instead of the heavy RE, we could do mechanized artillery batteries. Though I don't understand why you are worse than you in this regard if you cost less. Yeah, mechanized artillery is less for some reason, but it's better for that. Fire teams, not really useful as far as I can tell. Demolitions teams, also not useful. Anti-tank, definitely useful. The piercing and the reliability goes up. Anti-air stuff, we're also going to need that. Small drop in HP reconnaissance, but weight and supply use goes down, reliability goes down. But What's good about this? Actually, hold on. Oh, I see. I was in comparison to the stuff already there. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. Demolition still doesn't make any sense to me, actually. Why would you use demolitions? Anti-air. I think heavy AA batteries would be better in that regard. Armor doesn't really affect armor all that much. Piercing does go down. Reliability. Weight, cell usage, training time also goes up. And division recovery rate goes down, but everything else goes up. Alright. We're gonna add air stuff to the line. Where are they? No, they're in vehicles, aren't they? That's assault tank, nemesis, air defense. I'm gonna add 2 lines of you. I should probably add more planes if I... Yeah, I'm gonna add 4 total lines of planes. I want 2 lines of these. 3 lines of these actually, so I can get enough anti-air stuff. Anti-tank stuff, I need more of that, I think. I'm tempted to change to the heavy howitzer stuff, because it doesn't increase a whole bunch. Soft attack, hard attack, no, it does double. Yeah, I'm gonna... That's odd. Oh, it's in here for some reason. I'm gonna add 2 lines of it. Knock both of you up to 20. Planes, I should be fine. I don't think I'll need any more. I'll add another line of... Why? Oh, there it is. I was blind for a second. Another line of rifles. Actually, I'll spot you guys up to 30. So I can get enough rifles, because I'm going to need a lot of rifles soon enough. Alright. Now we are actually armed for war. This is going to be difficult. Or not armed for war, I guess. I'm gonna get most of my stuff to here first, I think. Heavy AA, and I want anti-tank. Okay. That should help a decent amount. We're going to use our XP on that, so all that stuff is pretty much going to go for the Enclave divisions. I don't know when we got even more training stuff, but... Okay, let's see. Can we train up another army? We cannot, only 16. Then I don't really care for that. I don't need all that spare stuff going there. Alright, arming our divisions. We're somewhat on the way. Survivalist. Mysterious Stranger would be best in that case. You're also in charge
Enclave here.
division, right? Yeah, you are. More divisions.
Rooted for more entrenchment. And then I feel awareness would be incredibly important. I know not all the greatest stuff, but I'm working with what I got here.
Enclave here.
What's your problem? Oh, the enemy is fortified and divisions are still preparing. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a general order to move there. You'll have air cover if you do that. Okay, I thought you had more points than you did. That's fine. We don't have pretty much any Navy stuff. We should be able to produce enough rifles, I think. Hopefully speaking anyway, that we can do everything. Cursed Shelter, yeah, pretty much, sorry, I just a lot of factories that I don't have used right now. Whole lot of factories that are going to be given to me once I core all the stuff in here, plus repair whatever I have to repair. A cursed shelter. Cleaning crews and a few archaeologists have entered behind our troops to shift through the wreckage and clean the frozen cloud residue. A few discovered a set of notes written by the predecessors of the ghost people, preserved through time by the cloud. Upon reading it, we've discovered to our horror that the ghost people are the mutated remains of the resort's construction crew, staff, and police. Many of them cursed Sinclair, the previous owner, and others have expressed horror of what's become of them. A few others, probably medical staff, documented their mutation. Tragedy aside, the opening has effectively opened a second front in our cleansing of the Sierra Madre, with surface forces pushing into the villa and a third team being prepared to assault the resort casino itself. Compared to some vaults, they got off easy. I don't really want to think about the vaults if I can. I do know, however, that we are going to be in a logistical nightmare at the moment. Yeah, we are down a lot of stuff that we have to move around. It's fine. Maybe I should turn that down a little bit. Open for business. With the stroke of a pen, the president has decreed the resurrection of pre-war businesses, moving to merge pre-war with post-war. Companies like Westech and Robco will stand once more, alongside entities such as Crimson Caravan and the Gunrunners. This move was met with praise from many and criticisms from others. On the one hand, the return of industrial and technological giants of the pre-war would set America leaps and bounds over any other entity in the wastes. Likewise, detractors fear doing this would lead to the same predatory practices of the pre-war era, as well as emboldening current entities to continue their unethical practices. The president has assured that there will be several government and independent oversight commissions and panels to ensure that private entities are following safe and ethical practices, an assurance they won't lead to what became of the NCR and pre-war America. Another announcement that garnered massive support from many of the small communities in America is that these corporations will be met with a wide volume of taxes meant to offset taxes for the lower class. Suffice to say, this last announcement was met with widespread public approval, and any who voiced objections were quickly silenced. What could go wrong? Is the Brotherhood of Steel legitimate descendants of the United States Army who went astray, or power-armored criminals with access to some stolen technology? Opinions differ. We're still integrating the Brotherhood people. I still want them in. This is going to be very, very problematic when these guys eventually join. When is your war goal going to be done? It's not what I wanted to see. In September. Okay. In the city of the hub, a crowd of people have formed, too sudden organized to be a spontaneous occurrence, especially considering the banner is unfurled and slogans chanted, fruit brave souls flying NCR flags. As the crowd grows and marches on, protests have broken out in the ex-NCR state. Many have taken to the street demanding the return of free press in our country and laws protecting them from persecution. Vague and meaningless promises will do. Sending the troops. We found something. Our patrols in the boatyard are reporting back that they found a fortified entrance for Vault 33, but by what was once the Santa Monica Pier. At first, we didn't believe them, but the local command dispatched a small team to investigate. And yes, there is a massive fortified vault door right on the beach next to the Santa Monica Pier, with a big number 33 on the front. Checking our records, 33 along with 32 and 31 were apparently scrubbed from our records on an order of a senior junior vice president of Vault Tech. The fact there is even a vault on the beach next to the Pacific Ocean in what was once the home territory of the Master is baffling. Maybe he was saving it as a strategic reserve, or was he just ignorant of a massive vault door right in his backyard? Of course, the bigger question is, how did we miss this? It's a vent opening the door to Vault 33. If this is Vault Tech, we're executing a lot of them. I'm just for record, we're executing so many of them. It's not even funny. I'm not even going to like even pretend here. They're not going to have fun. They're not going to have a fun time. It's not going to be good for them. They fucked up a lot of our shit. If this unironically is who I think it is, we'll be fine. So pretty much, yeah, we need the weather. We need this pass area of the Hoover Dam Eastern Boat Lift thing to move our fleet out of here and down here, which is pretty much impossible since that's controlled by the Legion at this point. Wait, what? Oh, right. The Sorrows are north, not south of us. Alright, let's look at the faction map mode. Great Confederation. For some reason, these guys are just by themselves in that. Lannius' Horde. Great Plains Federation. Okay, we got this big Mexican nation here. Caesar's Legion has the 80s, and they... What is going on here? They have Heaven's Gate, which I don't remember joining their faction. They're currently at war with the Daughters of Akkad. There's the United Wallers in Nebraska, Order of St. Joseph, Northern League, Wardens of the White, and Miscounts. And whatever this is going on here. It doesn't seem to register as an actual faction. I'm not... Impassable Wasteland. Okay, so that's just something completely different. This is a problem. This is a major problem. Well, hopefully with the stuff I've added to our power armor divisions at the very least, things will go better. We've also given stuff to the White Legs, so that should help. Middlemark declared won the competitive government of Stoon. These guys, I guess. Middlemark. Oh, these guys. I see. The third front has officially opened with the breaching of the resort itself. We expected more ghost people. Instead, we've run afoul of the casino's highly advanced security system. Holographic projectors that seem immune to all types of weapons fire. Our team is currently pinned down in the lobby of the resort as technicians try and find a way to disrupt the casino's security system. Outside in the villa, our troops have managed to push into the remaining villas and are conducting cloud clearing procedures. Already, engineers, construction crews, and prospectors are rummaging through the cleared areas and beginning the restoration process of the resort. We should have the place up and running within the month. Why? Just why? This is Vault Tech levels of stupid. Now you guys know why I'm planning to execute a certain faction. Hold on, I want to check something real quick. Portable radio, that's fine. Mechanized artillery. I think we can take the last stuff off of this line. The 155 long tom artillery, I think we can take those off now. I'm just going to cancel it. Okay. I guess we now have more factories. I guess more Nemesis aircraft stuff. Sure, why not? I'm noticing we're having an issue with gears. Hold on. What can I do with this? We can build more gear places. What's with the random red dot right there? I don't know, but I'm noticing we're having a problem with infrastructure. Infrastructure's not great. You, right here. You will produce as many as possible. Actually, since I've pretty much maxed out the stuff, the infrastructure, well, leading to Vegas, I suppose, down here, I'm just gonna max out all of this stuff, because infrastructure is pretty much maxed out. Which brings me to an idea that I might want to increase the infrastructure in certain provinces. Like here, because this area right here, whole bunch of gears. Whole bunch of gears. If I can get more gears from this, just how it is, that would be incredibly helpful. Ooh, we have more gears here. And composite materials too. Okay, this is gonna be a minor project at the moment. Okay, so this area right here will be worked on for the most part. We might want to work on areas here, yeah, because there's some decent amount of gears in here. Gears here, gears there. Pretty much this entire region has a whole bunch of gears and materials. It also saves me electricity and other materials. I'm just gonna upgrade those infrastructure-wise, because... Alright, this area's pretty much been done. We're gonna be working on this area. I still don't understand why there's just a random red dot. I just find that odd, but okay. I'm just gonna go with it. 155 long tom artillery, but we should have enough in stockpile where it's fine. 9,000 units, plus we're going to be converting pretty much all our inventory away from that anyway. So we should be fine, I think. Alright, let's unpause the game. We should get the Vault City one. Ah, here it is. The opening the door to 33. Oh my goodness, why couldn't I not say that? A vault was a Pandora's box, and any number of horrors could wait inside. Anything could be down there. A horrible experiment gone awry, mutated monsters beyond imagination, or because it's next to the ocean, the thing's filled with mirelurks. Regardless, the army was not taking any chances. A whole company of power armored troops with vertebrate support took up positions outside the vault, all weapons trained on the door as technicians worked on the override code for the door. What was curious was there was no exposed console to open the vault with, only a small repeating signal asking for confirmation of an authorized Vault Tech administrator. Though, for the Enclave, that was no issue, and using override codes, the door opened with a shutter and rolled open. Weapons were primed, and miniguns on the vertebrates were spooled up, and then nothing. A heavily armed team moved slowly forward when there came a movement from inside. Three individuals in vault suits appeared, dazed, confused, and upon seeing the number of soldiers pointing weapons at them, terrified. Well, that's a relief. Oh, this is an instant event thing. Okay. We've gotten a report back from Vault 33. It seems as if the vault was a control vault of sorts, though there seemed to be some benign experiment. 33 is part of a network alongside Vault 31 and Vault 33, I assume that's supposed to be 32, that are interconnected by passageways that separate them internally. According to Overseer Hank McLean, this allowed them to contain threats, but also allowed them to come to each other's aid in times of need. What those threats are, we are not sure, and curiously, the vault seems to have no form of vault security. Even the most basic of control vaults had some degree of security, and while the vault has an armory, there are no traces that vault security was ever stood up. Before we could ask further, Overseer McLean spoke about how the vault was still recovering from a plague, and had hoped that perhaps we could provide food and medical services to help the still traumatized vault dwellers, and a request has been sent up through the appropriate channels. Curiously, when asked about the other vaults, Overseer McLean became rather cagey, and our officer notes that McLean himself doubts our claims to be representatives of the United States government. He claims 31 and 32 are on lockdown after an emergency signal was sent when we forced the door open, but wouldn't give details on how to lift it. Eventually, we managed to get the tunnels that led to Vault 32 from the Overseer's daughter, Lucy, and our troops will report back when they've made contact. Meh, vaults are weird. Arriving at Vault 32. Upon arriving at Vault 32, several of the soldiers noticed strange sounds coming from beyond the vault door, but didn't think anything of it. 200-year-old vaults were filled with the odd sounds. The technicians worked at the console as the door came alive, lights flashing and everything. The soldiers chatted idly as the door opened as officers straightened out their uniforms. As the door opened, they were met with full-blown riot. Weapons fire was being exchanged. There were bodies hanging over railings, and parts of the vault were on fire. The soldiers stared in shock as eventually someone finally noticed the door had opened, and a group of soldiers were standing there staring back at them. For a brief moment, everything stood still as no one knew exactly what to do. We're from the government, and we're here to help. Gets event, report on the riot at Vault 32. Oh goodness, what is going on in Vault 30? I don't remember this. This must be a new edition because I haven't seen this before. This is brand new to me. Honestly, that's kind of cool in itself. I want to power on that power grid at the moment. We should get a little bit more factories and that. We could definitely pretty much add all of these, but Robco, we don't have access to Vegas yet. Mr. President, our contact team has managed to stabilize Vault 32, though the reports were a few casualties on the side of the Vault dwellers who tried to attack the contact team. No surprise, Vault suits do not protect against lasers and miniguns. After settling the population down, a simple search found several bodies lynched and the Vault's Overseer Jackson, dead and tied up in his office. The soldiers in the Vault have separated the dwellers of Vault 32 into their rooms and are keeping a watchful eye on them, as well as bringing in emergency medical aid for any who were wounded or near death. Graffiti on the walls and speaking to a few members rant about management and how they are just rats for Vault 31. Curiously, checking records, it seems Vault 32's Overseer was a member of Vault 31, as was Overseer McLean. Get in Vault 31 now. Oh lord, I think this is from the new TV show, the Fallout new TV show, because I don't remember this, and the picture at the very beginning kind of looks like realistic, more realistic than some of these images. I could be wrong though. Not taking any chances, Rangers were called in along with a platoon of enforcers in heavy armor. They had distinct orders to subdue anyone who tried to resist, and should they continue to resist, put down if needed. As Vault 31's door opened, the Rangers clicked off the safety of their laser rifles as the enforcers readied their riot guns. When the door was wide enough for one of the Rangers to get through, they all filed in fast. The enforcers followed as soon as the door was wide enough, expecting something similar to Vault 32 or worse. What they weren't expecting was a single corridor, no atrium, nothing. The group continued down the corridor before rounding a few quarters and discovering a massive chamber filled with cryo suspension tubes. They all stared in confusion when they heard the small whirring of a robot and turned to see a strange robot with a brain in a jar rolling up. "What the who are you? Why are you in my vault?" asked the robot. The soldiers and rangers looked to each other before the lead ranger spoke of. "Enclave Rangers, identify yourself." The three vaults. From the testimony of the Vault 32 survivors, the guarded nature of Overseer McLean, and the fiasco from Vault 31, it seems that something bigger is going on in these vaults rather than just an experiment in cooperation. We've awoken all those in Vault 31 and placed them in Vault 32 under the watch of military police, while the 32 survivors are being sent to Vault 30. I assume that's supposed to be 33. Well, we've also sent members of Vault 33 to Vault 32 until we can figure out what the hell is going on. Okay, so it is supposed to be Vault 32. My bad. Curiously, it seems that the tiny robo-brain in Vault 31 is Bud Askins, the senior junior vice president who ordered the three vaults scrubbed from records. He's been quarantined in Vault 31 because he tried to lock our breaching team into the vault. Did you know? It did not occur to that little guy that maybe you shouldn't threaten the heavily armed military strike team. Question is, now what? Give me the Department of Justice. This is all new to me. I've unironically never seen any of this. This is brand spanking new. When the man comes around. While the army was still serving as primary means of security and control in the vaults, several members of the vaults noticed several members that clearly weren't rank and file. Hours later, it became clear who they were. U.S. Marshals, heralding the arrival of Felix Grayson. The old lawman arrived in Vault 33 and began asking senior members born and raised in Vault 33 and 32 about their lives in the vaults. Okay, now I'm starting to think it was supposed to be 33. I'm getting more confused now. I don't know. Before making his way for Vault 32, he had been briefed that every member of Vault 31 was from pre-war, kept in cryostasis, and by default were U.S. citizens as far as the law was concerned. He made way for the Vault 32 overseer's office, pulling out some folded papers from his suit. He spoke over the vault's loudspeakers. To the members of Vault 31, I am Felix Grayson, Attorney General of the Enclave of the United States, your government. In my hands is a warrant to question every one of you, as well as search any and all records in all three vaults as part of my investigation. I will ask for your cooperation, and I assure you that your rights as outlined in the Constitution will be protected. The quicker you comply, the quicker we can see this done, and you can lead relatively normal lives either here in Vault 32 or on the surface. I will ask Hank McLean to please come to the 32 Overseer's office for questioning. As he finished, one of his marshals spoke up. Sir, don't you think they'll try and take advantage of their rights and stymie your efforts? Grayson chuckled. I've read the reports. These are pre-war executive assistants. They are used to cushy lifestyles and being above the law. I've squared off with raiders and Vault City types. I assure you, it's not the choices we make. Okay. This is really interesting. I don't quite understand, but I'm enjoying this. Grayson clicked through the terminal on the Vault 32 Overseer's desk, reading correspondence between the late Overseer Jackson, Vault 33, and Bud Askins in Vault 31. Even this casual scrolling was enlightening into what he was rapidly understanding was a eugenics project cooked up by the junior vice president. However, he wanted to hear from one of the men himself, and hearing some grunts, Grayson shuffled some papers on his desk. Two marshals manhandled and McLean, who clearly didn't want to be brought to the Overseer's office. Grayson smiled as McLean was placed in his seat, the 33 Overseer somewhat surprised to see the gray-suited lawman before him. All you had to do was comply. I didn't want to send the marshals to get you. What is this? The marshals? Who are you? Demanded McLean. I told you. Felix Grayson, Attorney General of the... No, you're not. There is no Enclave of the United States. The United States is dead. Enough of this trade. Who are you? Grayson chuckled. You know, I get that from raiders a lot. However, despite your beliefs, the United States does exist, and we have returned to reclaim our nation from the anarchy of the Great War. Now, I will ask for cooperation, and as you are afforded certain rights under the Constitution, I am to inform you you are not being formally charged at this time. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. The man himself. Okay, this is really interesting. This might end up like going through to the end of the video. This like the end of this storyline might unironically be where I end this video because this is a lot. This is brand new to me. This is awesome. I love this. I love to see that this mod pack is still getting updated. Oh, this is awesome. Eee. Sorry. The man himself. McLean was less than helpful, or rather, he was hiding something. He seemed incapable of believing that Grayson was the Attorney General or that the Enclave or the United States government survived the Great War. However, as Grayson continued to interrogate him, it became clear that McLean wasn't the one in charge. Not a pawn, but he was taking orders. Mentioning the name Bud Askins clammed McLean up, and Grayson figured it was high time he talked to the real man in charge. Entering Vault 31, Grayson made his way to the executive suite where Askins was being held. Immobilized on a trash can, Askins was continually talking to himself, which Grayson noted wasn't too uncommon for RoboBrains. Mr. Askins, Felix Grayson, Attorney General,
I want a lawyer, responded Bud snarkily. Mr. Askins, you're not being charged. I just have a few questions, and the sooner you answer them, the sooner you'll be released. I can even see to it that you receive a new body for your troubles, one more mobile. There was some silence from Bud. Go on. Mr. Askins, what is the purpose of the three vaults? Our records were incomplete. Of course, if you are the government, you outsource the survival of this country to the private sector, to Vault Tech. Anyone alive then knew it was insane to keep a failed nation alive, so I kept Vault Tech alive instead. A well-trained staff of highly supervised junior executives from my own assistant training program. Because the future of humanity comes down to one word, management. Grayson nodded. Management? So, spoke Grayson, the other two vaults, they were just peons, a drone force to work for your whim? What? No, when you put it like that, it sounds downright morally questionable, Bud exclaimed aghast. They're our breeding pool. HR, R&D made manifest. Genetically selected to breed with my buds to create a class of super managers. People with positivity, people who make lemonade. People who will monopolize the earth. Mr. Askins, did this grand plan take into account the pre-war government? Asked Grayson. The Enclave. Bud laughed. Again with this Enclave. A fairy tale, small-minded patriotism. There was no Enclave. Never was, never will be. The idea that the government was hiding out on some oil rig was made up to keep little flag wavers' spirits up. You know, I was born on that rig, raised on it. I didn't see dry land until I was already a man. The Enclave can't be real. Grayson smirked. I regret to inform you. Your eugenics experiment has come to an end. I will see to it that you are compensated by the robotics division for your trouble. Good day, Mr. Askins. That's it? That's all you got? Granite said, looking at the report on his desk. Unethical? Yes. Are they hiding something? Without question. However, aside from the riot in Vault 32, Bud and his buds did nothing wrong. Sure, they misled the populations of two whole vaults and used them as breeding pools in a massive eugenics experiment, but compared to some Vault Tech records I've gotten over, this has to be the most benign experiment I've ever seen, spoke Grayson. Well, what about this whole monopolize the wasteland, pointed out Granite. I've spoken with Mr. Askins. I think he's just now coming to grips with the reality that the Enclave was real. In his mind, the nation was dead, and he and his buds would inherit the Earth. Sure, he has no legal merit, but as far as I know, they never attempted this. Pre-crime is not a crime as far as the law is concerned. I don't trust them. Why didn't they tell us from the start? Keep an eye on them. Oh, that is definitely wise. And yeah, as he said, pre-crime is not a crime as far as the law is concerned. Unfortunately. Yes, sir. It will be done. Wow, that was a lot. That was... Whew! That's awesome. I love that. Like I said, I've never seen that before. That is downright amazing. I love that. I'm fairly certain that's from the new show. I really am. But I can't be 100% certain. Honestly, I haven't watched the Fallout show. I've heard mixed reviews, but then again, some stuff like that is filled with mixed reviews. I'm noticing the 80s are pushing fairly well, though. Time to give them my howitzers or send volunteers. Can I send volunteers? No, that's not who I meant to say. Landless, volunteers, expeditionary force, send aggression. We must fight alongside the White Legs and War first. I don't think so. No. Villa secure. After days of heavy fighting and an unfortunate few losses, Army combat teams and engineer units have reported the villa is secure. Much of the cloud has been cleaned up, although engineers are reporting that the shoddy pipe infrastructure will continue to leak the stuff until the source of it and the ventilation is found. In fact, the engineers are reporting that much of the villa is in disrepair, and the buildings themselves are of a relatively cheap pre-war make and design. It will take some time and effort, especially since prospectors and archaeologists are keen to start digging around the area we've cleared. Of note, one of our teams found an emitter that displays holograms like the ones reported in the casino itself. This might be the key to defeating the holograms since they've seen to be impossible to kill. Get it fixed up. We can sell people there. I like the other response. Will this place ever be safe? It's just you can just feel the stress that's coming out of that. It's like, will this ever be fine? I find that funny. High pressure hydraulics. Okay. What was that a part of? Ah, here it is. It was down here. So heart attack and for special forces for the power armor divisions are increased. Maintenance divisions are maxed. We're gonna do. No, we're doing the regular anti-air thing. Planes? Not really. I'll put that aside for temporarily. We could put flying fortresses, I guess. Bombers, CAS, fighters, Dreamlifter, transports, I assume. Then what would flying fortresses be? Oh. Yeah, these are the bombers, these are the assault. Yeah, okay, combat blimps, got it. Gotcha. That's not what I meant to do. I want better decryption so I can figure out where this is going. Alright, vengeance for Navarro. The Brotherhood is clearly guilty of a range of crimes, including destruction of federal property, theft of federal property, and attacks on members of the United States government. But a trial for the Brotherhood could be messy, as some Americans will point out their service, raiders, and super mutants. Will point out their service, raiders, and super mutants, and they may try to slander us with false statements about our research at Navarro. Further, given that the Brotherhood is centered from pre-war military and we never actually did make an effort to cooperate, maybe there are alternative solutions. Or we could just do a show trial. So we gain more base stability or we lose stability. Lost Hills joins the Enclave Reconstruction Authority. I don't think that name is properly done. Zujin joins the Enclave Construction Authority, and then someone else, Robert Stone name. A Paladin's Tale from Neutrino. Okay, before we get any further on this, I'm going to go with Brotherhood Soldiers. Anyway, A Paladin's Tale from Neutrino. One of the outposts around Neutrino was just met by a member of the Brotherhood of Steel, a paladin by the name of Ketz. Says he was commanding a Brotherhood outpost out in Utah and has had experiments fighting the 80s ghouls and worked alongside some contract killer looking for a mercenary headed through Zion. His mission ended and he was sent west to Neutrino by the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel. Paladin Keats will be sent back to the Midwest. Special thanks to Cell Block Psycho and the New Reno team. Go check out their mod Tales of New Reno for Fallout New Vegas. Tales of New Reno for Fallout. Oh, it's for the Vegas mod specifically. Paladin Keats becomes a unit leader. Yeah, we're having a bit of an identity crisis. Sure, why not? Let's join. Let's let them join. This is America after all, where everyone is allowed in. We know the Legion has a decent amount of stuff, but we're never going to get anything out of them. Let's look at the trade. Scrap metal. Legion has the next highest and the Eastern Legion. The Mexican nation is big. White Legs will trade with us in 4 ways. Along with Packers, which is interesting. We could trade with the White Legs, I guess. Buy amount 62 for 8 civilian factories. Not really a high price, honestly. Nah. We'll just wait for our infrastructure stuff to finish, I guess. That's 75 divisions. I don't like that. That makes me nervous. That makes me nervous a little bit. But we have insufficient stuff, missing equipment production of the long toms because we're currently transferring the American divisions. Screw it. We're just gonna. We have enough, just enough to trade that out. Yep, that's what I thought. we shouldn't need mechanized long toms anymore. Why is it saying we do? You're not using them anymore, and you're not using them anymore, so we should be fine. I don't see what the problem is. I don't understand. I don't know. I know we're working on getting these troops out. What's the earliest army gonna be out? You'll be out in October, so after their declaration is done. You guys will be out in August, at the end of about 5 days from now, so we'll have those guys out. You guys will be out in October as well, about the same time as this one, and I assume so with you guys. No, you'll be out in late October instead. Okay. Okay. Well, we've made story-wise, we've made some progress. Physically, game time, not really. We've got some new stuff for production. We're arming for war. We got the Nemesis air defense systems that are going to be what's the word? They're going to be put on the line for anti-air stuff for our divisions, which will be fairly helpful. We're running out of gears, unfortunately, so we're going to have to work on that. Perhaps I should move you up a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to move you up a little bit so you can produce more when it comes down to it. The lack of resources thing is really hurting us. I think we might actually trade with the White Legs. Let me check resources for 5 seconds. Gears. Okay, so once they take the 80s, they'll have a lot more gears to sell us. If we wanted to get them from them, which wouldn't be too bad of an idea. For half a second, I thought I was hearing Star Wars from the other room. 4 ways will trade with us, but they don't got a whole bunch to trade for. We're gonna annex them soon anyway. Yeah, no. Time-wise, we haven't gotten very far at all. White Legs are still making progress. Story-wise, we've gotten farther. We've heard of Vault 33, 31, and 32, which I'm fairly certain is from the Fallout TV series that came out. We've gotten through Brotherhood stuff, not quite through all the way, but I want Tomorrow's Victory particularly. I should probably get through the rest of this before I get down to here. Not that, to be honest, I've really used this or this to begin with in the first place, which I find is interesting. I assume you're supposed to use that more, or most people use that more. Maybe not. I don't know. Probably had something to do with my research or something. We're gonna find out more things about the Legion hopefully soon enough. We know that they have a lot more divisions than us. Oh, I feel like their minimum divisions went down a lot more. I think we've lost information about them. Still a whole lot of divisions there. But we are slowly but surely working on it. Wow, okay, enemy counterintelligence is not fun. I might just decide to do some stuff for this. Because with how this is going, this is not great right now. Might form a department. I'm just gonna click on one of those at the moment. That'll be what we're focused on in this episode. Hopefully, it won't be nearly as much story-wise, and we can actually get somewhere, like physically speaking, in the next episode. But we couldn't in this episode. But it's fine. I thought that seemed pretty entertaining to me. I like that story of the new vaults, and hopefully, we'll be seeing a lot more of it soon. But thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a good day, good night, whatever it is, whatever time it is over there where you are.
And I wish you all the best. This is Dragon Man out. And remember, God bless the Enclave. God bless America. I'll see you all next time.